Oh, I'm pretty sure that there's gonna be killer robots.
It's like, Elon, you're 50-something years old, dude. You gotta grow up. This is creepy.
We do not want to offend the anime community.
Yeah, we need more cougars in anime, don't we?
Grok, is this true?
That's the grossest sentence I've heard in a long time.
Grok, is this true? Grok, is this true?
Let the wolf out.
From Pointless API, a Cost Cobros production, the show with high drama and low stakes. Entropy out loud, discussing the pressing problems of our time without solving any of them, or even trying to. Let's get into today's episode. Hello, welcome back to another fantastical episode. Recently, that guy that owns a bunch of companies put most of them up on the stock market, SpaceX. It's actually not. It's like 15 different companies at this point. What are all the companies in SpaceX? There's the rocket thing, there's Twitter, X, there's the AI thing. What else is in there?
Well, first I'd like to know why we're calling him that guy.
He who must not be named?
Is
Really?
he like
Why?
Voldemort?
No, I don't know. Everyone knows who we're talking about. The SpaceX guy, Elon, right-wing troll. He has so many jobs now.
Ben, you sound bitter.
About Elon Musk? Of course I'm bitter. He ruined my favorite website.
The irony of this is we all met on Twitter, so.
I know. Don't hate our creator.
Elon Musk did not create Twitter.
I knew that was going to get it. I knew that was going to do it.
He may not, but he's pretty much your daddy, like your social media daddy.
Yeah.
That's the grossest sentence I've heard in a long time.
Yeah, and don't be bitter. Just buy some SpaceX stock, and when it goes up, you'll be happy.
Yeah.
So
hater.
how much SpaceX stock did you guys buy? This is not financial advice, by the way. We should say that. Or fuck it, it is.
No, it's not financial advice. Nobody should be taking financial advice from me ever for any reason. I can't even do math. No one listen to me. I'm going to buy it, though. I'm going to. I haven't yet.
You are going to buy it.
Oh, fucking A, I am.
And why? Why? Sell me on why I should buy it.
Okay, well, first, before I answer that, I need to know why you're such a he who shall not be named hater. I did not know this about you.
Why do I hate Elon?
It sounded like hate.
Or great dislike.
I dislike that he ruined my favorite website on the internet, or one of my favorite websites on the internet. First of all, do you guys not? Twitter was better before Elon Musk, objectively, right? Do we all agree, or do you guys not agree? That's just my opinion, I guess.
I kind of feel like that's asking about politics. All politicians suck. It doesn't even matter what.
No, this is not about politics. This is about Twitter.
No, I know it's not about, but it's for me, all politicians suck. I don't care which party they're in. And
right.
It's like Twitter was this, to me, it's just the same now as it was then. It sucked in ways before, and it sucks in ways now. And it is
Made
what it
one
is.
guy rich and another rich guy owns it. I mean, Jack's not poor.
But that's not really my complaint. Is just about day-to-day use. He started giving out blue checks and paying people to tweet, which changed the whole incentive for why people even use the website.
I do agree with you. I dislike the paid part.
The pay part is the worst change imaginable, and it's like they have to know by now. Okay, this has clearly made the website worse. We need to cancel this shit. But he doesn't give a fuck because he needs everyone's $8 a month because he paid too much money for that website.
Well, I think that they did it to keep people on the site, which is, I understand. But I do agree. I think it's kind of ridiculous to pay to tweet stuff or whatever. And it's abused, and it's just kind of slop. Like, you talk about AI slop. It's just like Twitter slop, right? Like
Twitter slop.
Inundated, right? So I agree with you on that 100%. But at the same time, you can ignore a lot of it.
To some degree, but it's also kind of changed just the nature of the site.
I do agree with you 100%. And I also am very offended that he calls it the free speech platform when it costs $8 a month. However, that being said, I get to edit my tweets. And Ben, you and I both know I use that shit. Like, if I couldn't edit my tweets, there'd be a whole lot of deleting and reposting, deleting and it'd be a bad situation. For me, that's literally why I pay for that, to make my life easier. Because I can't spell or read.
Hey, fair enough. I mess up all the time. I just don't care. Well, whatever. People know I'm stupid.
I'm with you, Ben. I just post it. I look at it. I'm like, I messed up. Whatever.
Kanye is actually the king of the, no offense, he's my favorite person on that website, but he's the king of the spelling and semantic stuff. He doesn't care at all. He's not self-conscious about it. He's whatever. All right. I got to read this tweet, a recent tweet on this topic from one of Twitter employees, ex-employees. Okay. Here's what Nikita Bear said on, July 1st. In a 3% experiment, I assume that means that was rolled out to 3% of users, removing the top 30 highest paid revenue share accounts from the For You timeline increased both time spent and daily active users on X. These accounts were the top earners in April, blah, 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 blah. In other words, removing all of that, the people who just tweet to get paid, makes people happier.
Oh, I definitely agree. Like, being able to make money off of it is insane. It's so lame. Yes, you are right. In that aspect, it has ruined the site. Okay, so moving on to reason number 2 why you have a general dislike for he who shall not be named.
He sold his soul for Donald Trump, and I just lost all respect for him. He was a respectable guy, if a little bit loony. I don't know. I think I read news stories about what happened to Elon Musk, and apparently he got radicalized, like a lot of people, understandably, during COVID. He lived in California, and they had very strict lockdowns and all that stuff. And that's when he turned into a right-wing guy and bought this website and tweeted every day about right-wing stuff, all to get Donald Trump elected. The hilarious part is they had a huge public breakup, and now I'm sure he's still getting something out of it. But
they got back together.
Oh, they did. Ago. Okay.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, they both went to China together. That's right.
So you don't like the right wing politics then?
I don't like. He's not an honest person. He spent all this money to buy this website in order to get Trump elected because he was pissed off at the left for how they treated him and his companies during COVID. Of course, that pisses me off. And he just says a lot of stupid shit. Do
we have a reason number 3? He says a lot of stupid shit would be, I guess, reason number 3.
Yeah.
Do we have a 4?
I don't know. I could probably keep going if you guys just let me talk forever and ever.
I'm just curious. Okay. His baby mama is not on the list. His abundant seeding experiment.
Thank you for asking that, Frankie, because I wanted to ask you that because I've noticed that the majority of the people who complain about all his baby mamas are mostly women who are maybe jealous. I don't know. What do you think about that? Guys don't care, is my thesis.
Okay, well,
Like, people are constantly saying, oh, Elon, but mostly they're attacking the women, though.
It is what it is, right? Everybody's going to do what they're going to do, and that's their bag, man. That's their thing. And, I guess his thing is, building some sort of, I knew a guy once that was like, I'm going to have so many kids, I'm going to build an army, and I'm going to blah, 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 blah. And, well, he was on the opposite end of life as Elon. But he did have quite a few babies with quite a few mamas. He had a basketball team plus. So there are fucking men out there that are just like, I'm going to build an army. I'm going to have and I can see it. He's probably just, like they did in the old days, you have 10 kids and hope 3 survive. He's going to have 20 kids and hope 8 can take over some of his companies because he's got so damn many of them. And is that what he's doing? I don't know.
What? Did your friend start the Telegram app?
No, he did not. And he
what,
he
is
wasn't
that guy
actually
in
my
a
friend.
commune?
He wasn't actually my friend, so let's be clear.
Oh, well, we
Is
don't know who
somebody
we're
that I
talking
knew? Yeah,
Frankie's bestie.
my bestie. Yeah, no, not. I'm not
So
saying that about
yeah,
it. But,
Frankie, in that Wall Street Journal story that I tweeted about a long time ago, apparently he did buy a huge parcel of land in Texas and wanted all of his various baby mamas and kids to all move in together. He wanted to form like a little commune with all his little families.
so
It's
the
so
thing,
weird.
the thing is he is how he is, right? And like, I don't.
He has a God complex.
He has a God complex. He does what he does, and he is who he is, and you know that. You know what you're getting into. You make that choice. So when this man that wanted to just put his seed in you to procreate and bring forth abundance on the earth wants to go into a commune with you with the other baby mamas, should you be surprised? No. I mean,
And also pay you a lot of money.
you knew what you were getting into and you went into it anyway, and you're complaining now. I mean, is it my cup of tea? No. Do I want any of my children to emulate any sort of life like that? Absolutely not. I hope they settle down, get married, live happily ever after, have some kids. But to each his own. And I mean, he's not bothering anybody. It's slightly a little bit gross. And I don't mean that in a jealousy way. I mean it like, I don't know. I've dated guys like him. I'm sure that when he loves the one he's with, and I'm sure he makes him feel so friggin' special and whatever. And then when he's gone, all of a sudden you're nothing. And that's how he treats his exes, like they're nothing. And then you're just going to live in a commune and watch him love the one he's with and the master. Like, I don't know.
But to your point, Frankie, they knew what they probably knew what they were signing up for. So.
I'm a jealous person. I could not handle sharing somebody in that capacity. And I think if you get into a relationship with that man and have a child with him, you know exactly what you're getting.
Yeah, one thing you're getting is lifetime of money.
Well, the one thing he's proven is the second he's not happy and decides it's done, he walks away and he cuts tethers. And there are just men like that like once they're done, they're done. You can talk to him through they're his lawyers. Like it's like you never existed. And he's that kind of guy, I think.
Yeah, but to his credit, I don't think he lies to them.
No, I don't.
Yeah, I don't think he says, I want to spend my life with you. I don't think he says any of that.
I think they know exactly. I think he is honest with them. I think he's a fucking weirdo up front. And he's like, this is my weird shit. Like it or not. And they're like, okay.
Yeah. A significant percentage of women are going to be like, okay.
When new
World's
Tesla.
richest man.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. The other aspect of this that's funny, people who are extremely right-wing love Elon Musk now. And all that stuff that we just said is completely antithetical to everything they believe. And I don't know how they justify it in their head.
Which is funny because I do like Elon Musk. I think he's weird. I do support him. And I am right-wing. But also, like, you don't need to let politics muddle your brain and like not be able to like see something for what it is. And it is.
I mean, the family
gross.
aspect.
The family
like
aspect is gross.
He doesn't believe
Yeah.
in the nuclear family. Yeah.
Yeah. The family aspect is gross. And as a mom and kind of a traditional female, that's the thing that I love the least about him. There's nothing more than I want that young man to get married and knock this shit off. Like, I'm not disagreeing with it. He's allowed to do what he wants, but it's not my cup of tea. I'm learning that you're not as mousy as you seem. You're actually quite vehement.
He likes to talk about anti-right wing as an anti-position.
No. That's not true.
No. What I mean
I'm not like some hardcore left-wing guy. I think Elon Musk is a crazy guy, though. And some right-wing shit is nutty and weird. And so happy to talk about that
Okay,
with
well, I
my
didn't say
family.
you were a left wing. I just said you're anti-right wing.
No, I'm anti
Okay,
right wing stuff that deserves to be anti.
I agree with that. We all
I'm
should
a
be
man
anti
without a
whatever.
party.
I am the same way.
When I say you're vehement, I mean that before I always thought you were like kind of like I don't want to say it's like soft, but like this gentle person that would never blah blah blah. Like I don't know, just and then we get into some of these conversations, and you have your point, you speak your mind, you articulate, you have your reasons, you don't get all wound up, but you also don't back down, and it's
The wolf comes out.
yeah, and it's not
Let the
mean or
wolf
anything.
out.
You're just yeah, you're not, you don't let anybody
Well, I was going for
yeah.
mean, so maybe I should turn up the mean factor.
Yeah, I don't ever land mean well apparently either.
Moss, we didn't get your thoughts on
Yeah, Moss, go.
Elon Musk.
Um, I mean, the dude's a little weird. That's fine. I don't personally care. I don't really care about people's politics. They can think whatever they want. Everybody's an adult that's in his life. He's not courting like young girls or anything. So, to me, I like whatever. I bought some Tesla stock. It went up, made a little money. That's fine.
Nice. Fist bump.
Yeah, that's
I'm so
good.
jealous. Actually, now that you're at Tesla stock, I would like to, before we go back to SpaceX, get Moss and Ben's thoughts on the Tesla bot Optimus. When you bought your Tesla stocks, did you buy them thinking about that? Where are you guys at? Like, where do you see that in our future? Are you excited about it? Do you think it's going to be in every home? Are you pro, anti? Moss?
I think there's just a lot of growth. Everyone's got a car, and obviously there's a lot of growth in in cars, and automations in homes, and we're just on the cusp of it. So absolutely, I think that we just have a lot of ways. There's a lot more room in those areas. So I'm a big fan of it, and hopefully, I don't own that much stock. It's not like that big of a deal, but yeah, absolutely, I think it's important, and it's going to be in our future.
Do you think in the next 8 years there's going to be an Optimus in every home across the world?
8? No, no.
What's that number to you?
Well, you're saying across the world. No, I absolutely not.
Or most homes in civilized areas?
In
I
first
don't
world
know.
countries.
Yeah.
And wealthy homes is what she's saying.
Or upper middle class or middle class.
I don't know. I think they haven't even started manufacturing yet. So I think it takes about 10 years really to get like some kind of mass going, right? I mean, look how long it took Tesla to really get mainstream. I mean, it's becoming mainstream now, but what's that, 20 years later?
Isn't that kind of the Microsoft story? Didn't Microsoft kind of take 15 years to really, or am I retarded?
No. I mean, I think it just takes a while to get that mass. I mean, let's say they come out with some, Optimuses next year, like commercially. Yeah, okay, they're gonna sell a bunch, I'm sure, but it's not gonna be like some massive number. And then there's gonna be problems for a year or two, and then one's gonna blow up or whatever, right? They have batteries, they're gonna blow up. It's gonna hurt someone. And then it's gonna be another
Just
2 or
like
3
Tesla.
years. Right, it's gonna be another 2 or 3 years, and then
No. I didn't mean that disparagingly.
no, I just mean it's new tech. I don't mean that any disparaging. It's new tech, so
Yeah, same.
there'll be issues, and then so after 10 years, they'll iron out those issues. They'll have the manufacturing capacity. They'll have the ordering down, which he'll work on making it easy to order them and service them. I mean, there's a whole ecosystem. You have to service them, order them, and all this stuff, right? So, but I don't know. Maybe it's like 15 years away.
Okay.
I mean mass adoption. I'm not saying
Right.
you can't order them. Yeah.
Right. Like mass adoption. And of course, when they first come out, they'll be very expensive. And it's going to take a while for them to be produced at scale in a affordable manner.
It's like I talked to my buddy who has a car. He's a mechanic. His family owns a mechanic, like a car mechanic shop here in Peru. And we were talking about electric cars, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm a little worried about electric cars because they service, they service regular cars, right?" But there's like two or three. There are a few electric cars here. I don't know how many there are, but there's only like two or three points in Lima where you can charge them. And so you have to build a whole network of charging stations really before people are going to buy them, right? At some kind of mass.
Mm-hmm.
Because what's the point of buying it if you can't charge it?
Well, I mean, charge it at home, I guess.
Well, you can, but there's a lot of issues with that. And people
I've read that's
and,
actually a big impediment that's like one of the main reasons people list for not wanting to buy one is charge anxiety, like going on a trip and having nowhere to charge it, or it taking an hour to charge, whereas gas takes 2 minutes.
I think in the U.S. it's a lot less because there's a lot of charging stations. But
Agreed.
In Lima where there's 10 or 15 million people, and literally, I don't know. I'm gonna look it up how many charging stations are. Maybe there's three or whatever. They're probably all located in my area where I live. Probably none in the other areas. So you can't really. I mean, if you have a house and you can charge at your house, great. But otherwise, you can't take it on a long trip, right?
I think that's even a problem in the U.S. though. If you're driving across the country, you have to plan your trip very carefully so you can stop where they have chargers.
I think that's
and it takes a
less of
while
problem.
to charge.
Yeah, there are people that are psycho travelers, and like when you get on a 15, 20-hour road trip, you don't want to have to charge for 20, 30 minutes. The lack of chargers is less so because they're literally everywhere, all over the U.S. now. It's the charging time. So if you're a real traveler, you're not going to want a Tesla because you'll freaking lose it if you have to stop in the middle of a 10-hour haul for 30 minutes.
I don't know. I don't know if I agree with that. But I mean, I think it depends on the person. So obviously there are going to be people who don't like it. But if you really evaluate like electric engines, right? They're so simple. They have very few moving parts. Almost no maintenance on them. There's no oil changes. There's no transmit. There's like nothing. Like they don't break. And so all you have to really worry about are brakes, the electricity, and the battery. That's it. There's nothing else to really worry about on those cars. So I think the maintenance is just so low. And that's kind of like a big reason why I'm like, hey, that sounds kind of cool. You can lease them for like $300 a month.
I want one so bad. I've wanted one always. I'll never had one. There's no way.
Why?
Because everyone around me supports Elon Musk and yet not Tesla at the same time. Like they hate electric cars. Like they fucking hate electric cars. They hate solar. Yeah. They hate wind.
That's the other funny part.
They're like, it's killing the
wing.
birds. So it is funny because they love Elon Musk. They think that and they don't have a problem with his family dichotomy thing that he's got going on there. But they don't like Tesla, and they hate all electric cars.
So I have a family member who's like an executive at an oil company. And I asked him, I said, hey, is it kind of like an issue if you were to buy an electric car? He's like, yeah, kind of. So yeah, I mean, it happens, right?
Hey, Ben, I wanted to ask you, does your dislike for Elon cause you to dislike some of his companies, like the Boring Company, and what do you think of the Tesla bot Optimus?
I want to clear this up. Elon Musk, Tesla, I think is a super cool company. SpaceX, the rocket company, amazing.
Okay.
It's not so black and white for me. I hate the parts about Elon Musk that are hateable. Tesla and SpaceX, those are super cool. I actually don't care about his family dynamics. He can fuck or inseminate whoever he wants. I think it's mostly a woman hater issue because they're jealous. My question about the robot thing is, why would you want to buy a robot for your house? What would it do for you?
I would have them do the laundry. Definitely do the laundry. Clean the bathrooms, vacuum, walk my dogs.
Walk your dogs? Your poor dogs? They don't get to hang out with you on the walk anymore?
My dogs are always with me. They are fine.
Not when they go on a walk, apparently.
They're
Not
fine.
in the future.
Yeah. No, they're good. They're going to be great.
What part of the laundry? Because we already have machines which are robots that do most of the
Uh,
laundry. Just the folding part, or
if you can give me a washing machine, what I really need is a washing machine that is also a dryer that also folds the laundry.
so which part of that does the Tesla robot, help with? Just the folding part?
Nope, he's going to put laundry from the washer to the dryer, and then he's going to fold it,
Okay.
and then he's going to take it to the bedrooms where it goes. He is going to be my sous chef in the kitchen. He's going to do dishes while I cook. He's going to poop scoop my yard from my dogs
Ooh,
before
that's a
the
good
lawn
one.
company.
That's a good
Yeah,
one.
yeah, 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 yeah. Before the lawn company comes. I could do this forever. Moss, what are you having a robot do?
Well, unfortunately or fortunately for me, in the area that I live in, it's not really, I think, cost effective to have a robot. You can easily have a person do all those things for an affordable rate.
That's exactly what I was just thinking. But it's the same here. It's probably even cheaper in Peru.
In the US, not so much. But here, $350 a month, you can have someone working full time in your house,
Yeah, but it's not a
cooking,
stranger.
cleaning,
You don't. It's
doing the
not a person.
laundry.
It's a person
But
you
it
can
doesn't break
trust.
either.
Okay.
I understand your perspective on that. If you've never had someone in your house, it's kind of weird. So like, but it's just kind of normal here. So
Okay.
it would be weird to have a robot. It wouldn't be weird to have someone in your house. Like I said, I think I mentioned this on prior podcasts. I mean, most of the most of the people we know have nannies for their kids. Which to me is
Hmm.
weird. I don't really want someone taking care of my kid, right? But someone taking care of the house, no big deal.
I'm one of the few people I know that cleans my own house. Every single person I know has cleaners come and these people come. But yeah, I don't know. I just don't love it. But okay. Are you pro optimist or not, Ben?
I just don't know really what I would use it for. I have a machine to do dishes, machines to do the laundry. I guess taking it from one machine and putting it in another machine would save a little bit of time, but I wouldn't spend $10,000 on that robot. If it was very, very cheap, I guess I would buy one if I could disconnect it from the internet. I'm creeped out by having sensors in my house that talk to the internet. So that part is creepy to me.
So you do not have Alexa.
No, but I do have other things but I try to isolate stuff to my network. But anyway, I just don't really know what I would use it for. Mostly, scooping dog poop is a good one.
It really is. Cleaning a cat litter box.
I already have a robot for that. I have a robot that cleans my cat's litter box.
Getting back on topic.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Anything that you can do that can save you substantial time
it's worth some amount of money.
is worth some amount of money. I mean, having someone or a robot taking care of your house, doing the dishes, laundry, cooking, cleaning, saves you so much time. It's unbelievable. I mean, it could be literally, what do you spend 15, 20 hours a week cooking, cleaning your house? Probably, right? And so all that time you could be doing something else.
At least. Yeah.
Right.
I totally agree. I just don't know. I would rather have it if it costs the same amount of money between a robot cleaner and a human cleaner. I'm going with the human every time because it's just so much easier to deal with, and you can give it instructions and not worry that it's gonna. I don't know. I
So,
would just rather have a
Ben,
human.
let me ask you a question. If the robot was on par with a human, like there's no difference between the capabilities of the robot and the human. So cooking, cleaning, making your bed, changing the cat litter, I don't know, whatever, the stuff that you have in your house. Would you still pick a human?
If they cost the same and the capabilities were the same,
Yeah, they cost us, yeah, let's just say it's, I don't know, $1,000 a month. And you have a budget for $1,000 a month.
I guess I would be kind of ambivalent then. Although I do like paying a human money. I like giving someone a job, you know? Like I like tipping people, the restaurant I just went to on my way home. So that part of it feels good. So maybe I would lean towards the human still, but I don't know. I guess I would be a little more ambivalent if they cost the same and had the same.
What if the robot was cheaper?
Ooh.
So let's just say the human's 1,000 and the robot's $200 a month.
I guess I would lean towards the robot.
Okay. Because
Not
I think that's the
anti-robot.
world we're going toward. You're going to be able to lease a robot, and they're going to be a couple $100 a month, and because if you think about it, a car, if you lease a $10,000 car, they don't cost that much money.
I don't know if that's on the horizon. I don't know if that's real soon, though. Like, think of just how much it costs to talk to an LLM, to have a whole physical thing that knows the layout of your house and that can actually do stuff. That's going to be a lot. That's going to cost a lot.
I don't
gonna
think
be
so.
fine.
I don't know.
I think you're overestimating it. I mean, you get these little robots that can map your house out right now.
Roomba.
The little robot vacuums, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
But
they can
again,
map
they
your
do
house
stupid
out.
stuff. Like go online and look at like robot vacuum disaster.
I can't
I'm
have a
scared of it.
Roomba in my house because I have Oriental rugs. Those stupid little shits can't figure out an Oriental rug. I'm
Me
so
too.
pissed about it.
Yeah, you get a human, you don't have to worry about
You
it.
could just get rid of the rug. I mean, you could solve that one.
I have too many of them. Yeah, I'm super pro Optimus. I feel like I'm going to die at the hand of a rogue robot, that is what it is. I'm not a runner, so I'm not going to survive that apocalypse, even if I don't have a killer robot. If they start searching for humans, I'm going to be one of the first to go. So I may as well have that son of a bitch helping me fold some laundry in between my waiting time. We're all going to die anyway. Might as well die at the robot. I'm not going to die running. Tell you that much.
No one even brought up the dying thing. You must be worried about
I'm
that,
pretty
Cynthia.
sure that like there's going to be killer robots at this point in the apocalypse. Like we're just headed that way. I will still own one.
Do you think there'll be killer robots like your robot will turn into a killer robot because it's some kind of like the movie, I forgot the name of it with Will Smith, where they just started killing people? Or do you think it'll be somewhere like a war where they'll have like robot soldiers and those are actually designed? Like,
I
which way
really
do you...
think it could go either way. I'm kind of going with the wind here. Like anything could happen, we could die in the middle of the robot war, die when it turns
don't
while
know.
folding my laundry. It could become consciousness and tired of my slavery and kill me. There are so many ways.
I just find it hard to believe that robots, which is just some kind of electronic thing, is going to get conscious and be like, oh, I'm going to start killing people. But that's just me. Ben?
I completely agree. I think robot armies is the much more likely thing, and we already have that. They're drones.
Yeah, programmed,
Right.
like they're like programmed to kill, not some conscious decision that we're going to start killing humans.
Right. Somebody makes a robot whose goal is to drone and to bomb cities and all that stuff. That's how wars are fought. That's what's going on in Ukraine. It's all drones.
Yeah.
That's the future for sure. Scary as it is. Today's episode of Entropy Out Loud is supported by IsTodaySaturday.com. Have you ever wanted to know whether today was Saturday or not? Sure, you can look at your phone's calendar or something, but how can you be truly sure? There's an app for that. Remember when people used to say that phrase, there's an app for that, 15 years ago? IsTodaySaturday.com. It's the trusted source for learning if today is Saturday or not. It works on every device, every web browser, every country, every time zone. It's powered by machine learning and the most advanced AI models in the world. It's blazingly fast and most importantly, it's accurate. You can trust the results that you see on IsTodaySaturday.com. It's completely free. It uses the secure, advanced, privacy-focused HTTPS protocol. When you need to be certain, you can count on IsTodaySaturday.com. IsTodaySaturday.com. I would like to get back.
Yeah, I was just going to say, let's circle back to SpaceX IPO.
Okay, you
Go,
both
Ben.
said you were interested in buying it, so here's my question.
Okay.
The company does not make money. It's worth, according to the stock market, we can't say individual numbers because it moves around every day,
Right.
but it IPO'd at just under $2 trillion. $2 trillion.
Okay.
Does not make money at all.
Okay.
So how do you see that there's room? How long do you think it will take before you make money? And how is the room, if you put $20,000 in and wanted to make $30,000. You wanted to make 10,000, get 30,000 back. That means the valuation would have to go to $3 trillion. Is that right? How do you see that valuation going up? The numbers don't make sense for me. How do they make sense for you two? Love to hear your takes on that.
Moss, do you want to go first?
I don't know. I like to invest for the long term, so not any kind of short term thing that I ever do. So I just kind of look at him creating a market. So he's creating something that doesn't exist. So, space, there's very little competition in space. And
Why is that?
it's hard, right? It's just really hard, right? So
And expensive.
yeah, it's expensive, but that technology will solve that, I think. And he's like, if you look at the amount of satellites he has in space, he has like 100 times more than anyone else. If you look at, I think they'll put data centers in space at some point in time. They're going to be putting power generators in space to collect sun. There's a lot of things that are going on in space and a lot of opportunities there. So I kind of feel like over the long term, it's going to be there. In the short term, no, it's not. So if you're trying to make your $10,000 in 3 years, it's not going to be there. If you're going to hold it for 15 or 20, yeah, I bet you'll double or triple or quadruple or 10 times your money.
Wait, you think in 10 years the valuation could go to $4 trillion?
10 years, I don't know. Maybe.
You think it'll be worth more than Apple in 10 years?
Yes.
Or Amazon?
Let me ask you a question, Ben.
Mm-hmm.
In the last 3 or 4 years, has the world, mostly the United States, created a bunch of new companies?
I think they're being created all the time.
No, a bunch of big new companies, all like the AI companies and stuff like that. And what are they worth?
They're worth what people will pay for them. I think NVIDIA deserves its valuation,
everything.
I guess.
That's like everything, right? And so I'm just saying is you can't over or underestimate. We don't know. You're not a prophet. Nobody's a prophet. But in 3 or 4 years, a lot can happen.
I agree. But I would not have invested in OpenAI or Anthropic either. They're hugely overvalued, I think. But what do I know about it? This is not financial advice. We're not a financial podcast.
Well, let's get Frankie's opinion first, and then we'll come back to Ben.
Okay, yes, please.
It depends on how you look at space. And I know a person that has said to me, I don't really see why we have to leave the planet. Like, we have our concerns on the planet. We should be focusing on what's going on here. We don't need to be leaving the planet and going to space. But of the craziest parts of Elon, the most sane part to me is when he says, we need to bring humanity into space. We need to put humans in space and see how far we can go. So maybe if an asteroid hits our planet and destroys humanity, there's 10 survivors out there. Do we have a Martian base that's survivable at that point without the need from help from Earth? I don't know. Do we have a moon base that does it? I don't know. But we're going that way, whether the naysayers like it or not. And I watch the way technology has just continued to double over on itself every single day, every single year. And what we're capable of today and what we're capable of 3 years from now are massive in difference. And therefore, at some point, SpaceX is just going to figure something out because they're the leader in the game right now. That's all there is to it. And before you know it, that joke we were like, oh, go work on Mars. Oh, go work on the moon. Go to the moon for a holiday. That's not far away once whatever clicks that needs to click clicks. And I think that Moss is right. The energy, the data centers, they're going to space. They're going to put solar panels up there. The opportunities are boundless. And it's going to happen. And they are the leader. And with all their government contracts and everything in the pipeline, there's going to be money spent. Part of the reason that they shut down space exploration before was because it was too expensive. And the taxpayers were pissed. They're like, we got to feed the people on the planet. And so a rich guy came in, worked the problem, and yeah, he had a lot of government funding the whole time, obviously. Otherwise, he wouldn't own the mass majority of satellites in space. I think he owns like 3 to 5,000, and I think there's like 1,000 other satellites.
But that's for Starlink, right?
Yep, that's for Starlink. And I mean, there's nobody more capable of putting data centers up there or helping build a moon base. Who do you think is going to contract all that out? They're not going to like build
NASA's doing that.
through with SpaceX, probably. Would be my guess. I would guess
Probably.
that SpaceX is, I don't know that information, so don't quote me, but there's so much money to be made, and we have so many stupid rich people on this planet. Absolutely. If you line up people and say, you can go to space for a week and stay at this resort, and it's $30 million, you and I both know people on this planet will pay that. That's what you do. You do the thing that nobody else can when you have the money. So there'll be people lining up, and the revenue is there, and the government contracts are there. I really don't see failure in its future unless something horrific happens, like many rockets explode in a row and one of them's holding 10 people, God forbid. And we've become so desensitized as a society. In the 80s, it was like, okay, shut it down. Now today we'll be like, keep rolling. Money's coming in. It's going to be okay. Got to crack a couple eggs. But yeah, I just don't see it as a losing opportunity. And I know it's overvaluated, but maybe it's undervaluated, especially with everything that's under the umbrella of SpaceX. Twitter isn't public, but it kind of is. It's like privately owned by SpaceX, who is public. So it's a strange tree thing there. And then you got like, I don't know if the Boring Company is a part of it or Neuralink.
No, I don't think so.
I know XAI is. So there's a lot in there, and XAI is going to have a part of the Tesla Optimus.
XAI, I think, is the worst offender in the portfolio right now in terms of losing money.
Of course, because
all the AI companies are losing money.
Yeah, they need those.
He's doing a terrible job with XAI.
I will agree, and they need. That's why
All
they need the data centers
horrible.
in the space. That's why they want to put data centers in space, which is going to cost so much.
Well, no, I mean he's focusing on like animation, whatever videos, and like nobody really cares about that.
And Annie and
that's
Valentine
just Elon and his
Grok.
whim. His creepy shit he shares on there of girls who look like they're 12 years old. It's like, Elon, you're 50-something years old, dude. You gotta grow up.
Oh, are you
This
talking
is
about
creepy.
Ani? Are you talking about his anime, like Ani and stuff?
Yeah,
It's the anime stuff.
Yeah.
It's like child fetishized. It's so weird.
I will agree.
Elon, stop posting that.
Every time I see people posting Grok stuff, I'm just like, seriously.
Oh
they're
my
just trying
God.
to get Elon bucks. I mean, because nobody uses it, so.
And I'm so tired of
agree.
people reading a headline and asking Grok if it's true.
I can't do
Grok,
that,
is this
so
true?
Don't worry about
Grok,
it.
is this true?
It has gotten a lot better since they took it away from regular users. Can't use it anymore. It's a lot.
I
happens a lot less
am
than
not
it used.
defending.
I do it privately now.
I'm not defending Elon
Oh.
in this, but the anime people, and we, ladies and gentlemen only, we do not want to offend the anime community because they are a fucking community. Brothers and sisters, I love you. Do I get down with your shit? That's not my thing. It's like death metal to me. I don't like love it, but I respect it. But all of that anime shit, I mean, there are very few like elderly characters or 40-year-old women in anime. It's all like hot little girls and like Taylor Lautners for boys. Like it's not.
We need more cougars in anime, don't we?
I don't.
There's
I
an
can't think of
untapped
any.
market right there.
Yeah, like get it less child fetish, like you said, fetishized. Is that was the word?
Yeah. I
Yeah,
don't
just
watch
creepy.
anime, so yeah.
The anime lovers are hard up on it, so watch yourself.
They are, but
Um,
like I've seen anime, and it's not like I was just saying what he shares is like overtly sexual.
yeah.
Maybe a lot of animes like that. I don't know.
No,
I
it
don't want
is.
to
It
talk about because I
is.
don't really know anything
No,
about.
it is. That is pretty much all anime. Like it's
Hmm.
all very like kiddie, but also sexual. And like I think that is maybe why. And anime lovers out there listening to this, if I am wrong, you go ahead and let me know how I am and give me examples. And I'm not trying to be offensive to your choices.
To wrap it up, I think I agree with everything Frankie said on SpaceX. I just don't see. I think it's very. If I was a trillionaire, I would throw money at going to Mars too, but I wouldn't expect to make money from it. I think it's very admirable, but not profitable. They've been around for 25 years now or something, and haven't made a dollar. And just it's very expensive. And I think of it more of as altruism almost, than a profitable thing. And that's what the stock market is. It's there to make money. I think what just happened, the IPO, is his investors got paid back. He paid off a lot of debt, and that's what he got with the IPO. He's paying off a lot of debt and got a lot of money to build stuff for the future. But at a valuation of $2 trillion, it's very hard to see people making money. But if you want to put money into it because you believe in humans going to space, first of all, that's just one of the many companies, then I say go for it. But don't expect to make money. End.
How did he make money? I'm just curious. Did he sell shares or?
Yeah, he sold at like or no, it was really small from what I read. Like most IPOs, they sell X amount of the company, but he did not sell very much of it because the valuation was so high. I think it was 15%. I could be wrong.
Okay, so he made some money on it then.
So don't quote me on this because I don't know anything about stocks, but I was reading about it as much as I could. So from what I've learned, there was basically only 30% of the shares offered to the public. And the rest
Okay, sorry.
went
I was wrong. I think you're right.
30% of the shares were offered to the public and the rest went back to debtors. And I was astonished by this number and, of course, moderately offended. And I also didn't understand how they come up with this number, how much per share, blah, 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 blah. But apparently, from what I briefly read, and please, if you know something about stocks, I've been dying to talk to somebody that knows about stocks. So correct me. Most or a lot of companies that when they go public with X amount of shares only going public, and the rest is going to debtors or, buying, upgrading the bathrooms or whatever. They figure out how much the company is worth, how much is each share worth, how much they need to give to other people, and then they allow this public offering. And also, it's sort of a tactic like, oh, only 30% is going to the public. Oh, you better get on that right away. Like, and then the other thing is in that umbrella of 70%, there's a couple of tech companies that have kind of blanket investments. And under that portfolio was somehow SpaceX, so like a pre-IPO. This is where I do get a little bit lost. It's already in there. So if you're part of, I don't know if it's a mutual fund or if it's this stock portfolio, if you're part of this umbrella stock portfolio, they already invest in that. So it's also going to that because those stocks aren't considered public. So it's not just debtors, it's also people that have stocks that are under this umbrella that are also being counted for. Do you understand what I'm saying or no?
Well, I think these companies take on investments, so maybe these companies are just we're talking about the people invested in the company prior
Correct.
when it was private
Yeah. So they're
because
part of
these
that
funds do invest
70%.
in these funds do invest in companies when they're private.
Yeah, it's like, if you get hired on at SpaceX 20 years ago, they didn't have a lot of money. So they said, hey, we'll give you 0.2% of the company in equity. And now that money is worth hundreds of millions of
Right.
dollars.
Also a part of the
So
70%, the janitor that got rich.
yeah, they hold it themselves, like the original shareholders, or they can sell it now. But I think also what you're talking about is like now it will be included eventually in like index funds and mutual funds, and especially index funds is the big one because there's funds that people like me, normies, just invest broadly, not in individual companies. And so now if you go and buy a fund that tracks the S&P 500, for example, you're buying SpaceX. And because of the way that funds work, you could be buying a lot of it.
I think what you're talking about was what it was. I think it is an index fund. And I'm thinking of one specific company that I can't remember off the top of my head. But it was an index fund. And they're kind of already pre-IPO'd into SpaceX.
Oh,
So
the Nasdaq. Is that what you're talking about? The Nasdaq changed their rules for how long. Usually they have rules for like you can't be included in the Nasdaq for 6 months or whatever it is. So we have some price stability because like if you've watched the SpaceX stock, it's gone all over the place. They changed the rules just for SpaceX so they can get into the Nasdaq instantly. And again, it's the same thing. There's a lot of people who just invest in the Nasdaq. Now they're going to be
okay.
forced to invest in SpaceX. They could just stop investing in the Nasdaq, I guess. So yeah, I think it's crazy.
So do you think they'll go belly up? Do you think they're gonna rise to the occasion?
I don't know. I just don't. I see it hard for people to get like good returns with SpaceX. They don't make money. Apparently, I read through some of the reporting on this. Starlink is the one part of the company that does actually make money and is growing and is doing really well. So that business is good. Unfortunately, it's all grouped together with Twitter, which has always been a money pit. That's not Elon's fault. The XAI thing, which is a huge money pit, and SpaceX, which they just spend a ton of money because they're doing a ton of R&D and building all these rockets, and it's very expensive. So I don't know. I have no idea. I don't want to try to prophesize.
So
I just know.
do you think that we belong in space and we should expand into space, Moss and
Hell yeah.
or do you think we should just stay planet bound and hang here?
If I were Elon, I would be investing in exploring space as well. Hell yeah.
Moss, what about you?
I agree. I agree with that. I also know that a lot of technology that we create comes from exploration, right? Whether it's space or otherwise. So I think we have to look toward the future in a way, in that kind of way. Otherwise, we're just kind of stagnant, right?
Mm-hmm. The internet came from the military. All kinds of
Yeah,
stuff comes from these
right.
big.
I mean, Tang came from NASA, right? We got
What?
space pens. We have space ice cream.
Wait, Tang came from NASA? Oh my God.
I think so.
NASA invented all kinds of stuff back in the day.
Tempur-Pedic came from NASA.
Microwaves, maybe? All kinds of stuff.
Yeah, so I don't know. I read that, but who knows if Tang really did. I mean, but yeah, I mean, there's a lot of just investment in research that goes into these things that trickle down to us. So I don't know. I think that we have to. You have to invest in stuff going forward. Otherwise, you end up going backwards.
So what do you guys think of putting data centers in space since you're both tech bros? Like, where do you guys land on that being cost effective or logical or reasonable?
I don't know if they can make it work. Then great. I'm not. To me, like, why it doesn't matter to me if it's down the street or in space. It's really the same thing. So, if it's just an engineering thing, they'll make it work.
What do you mean it's the same thing? Like, yeah, but
Well, it's not your computer in your house, right? So once you get outside of your house, like Ben's a big proponent of like I want to keep everything local and I don't want anything external connected to my networks, which is great. But once you kind of get out of that, it doesn't really matter if the data center is like in Austin, Texas or on the moon.
so you're not concerned about like the energy consumption of the data centers on the planet, like as we are right now.
Any more than the energy consumption of everything else? Not really.
because everybody's gripe about AI is that like it's consuming so much energy. Is that
Well, everyone
not the
gripes about
case?
everything. I mean, yeah, so there's these new things that are using electricity. Absolutely. We have a crumbling infrastructure of electricity because nobody's been investing in it for 50 years. And
Mm-hmm.
so, yeah, more demand and no investment in the infrastructure for a long time. So that's what ended up happening.
Which is why China is currently winning with
Well,
their.
China has invested tons of money in solar.
Oh, in the last 20 years, all China has been doing is building up their energy, like coal plants, nuclear plants, solar, wind. Aren't they the leader in energy in the world right now?
I think they're the leader in solar energy. I don't know about all energy, but I think at some point in time, they'll put these like solar panels in space and be able to beam energy down. And I just think these are just like engineering things, right? At some point in time, we'll create a solution. When that happens, I don't know, but it's going to happen, right? So, I mean, fusion's another one, right? There's tons of investments in fusion. Ben's favorite person, Sam Altman's a big investor in an infusion company, Helion. And so that's going to be a big thing too in the future.
Oh, I read a
We
hilarious story about that
we already
recently.
know it works. I mean, the sun is a fusion reactor, so it's not like against physics.
I think it's very, very difficult though.
Wait, no, but didn't Tesla find a way to transmit energy wirelessly? Or there was a scientist at some point that had already
Yeah, it
kind of
was
figured that
Tesla.
out?
It was
Was it?
Tesla. It was
Okay.
Tesla. Yeah.
And they all
Supposedly.
called him crazy. And I think I just read something about some very nice ethnic boy somewhere creating something where he also transmitted energy wirelessly. It's been a thing. It's a thing.
Yeah. Ben, you were commenting on something?
I think the AI and energy thing is real because people see, like in Nashville, I think it was last year, it got so cold that Tennessee Valley Authority, they provide power to Tennessee, Alabama, Georgia, maybe 5 or 6 or 7 states or something like that. They forced rolling blackouts because they ran out of power.
That's some shit they do in frickin' India.
Exactly. And
What
so
the fuck?
it's what Moss said. We don't have the infrastructure to even keep up with cold winters without AI. So it is a problem. It's not necessarily AI's fault. We need more, even without AI, we need to redo our energy infrastructure. It's also incredibly vulnerable to attack from other kinds of ways.
Right.
Or nature.
Or
Right.
nature. 6 months ago, half of the city of Nashville, I'm not exaggerating, half lost power for over a week, and it was 12 degrees outside. Several people died because trees fell on all the power lines. Our power lines are not underground
Yeah.
here. It's really dangerous. So anyway, I think the data center thing in space is interesting. I have no idea how it would actually work. Like, first question that comes to mind, say a rat goes down. Whoops, we can't send a technician to
What
go
do you mean
swap
when
that
you
out.
say
So
a
what?
rat
They just
goes
send a
down?
robot, dude. They send an
Wait,
Optimus. He's
what do
talking
you
about
mean?
he's talking about the servers. Something happens on the servers and it goes down.
Yeah, like there's a physical problem.
They just have a backup server already like on there to switch on to.
Well, there's going to be a
Yeah,
bunch of
but
servers, and one they're just going to let them die, man. They can't do anything about it, right? Or they'll have an Optimus up there, right, just ready to fix them. I mean,
Or like a little
flying
space
floating
around in
arm.
around,
space.
Just like a little
little
space arm. You don't
space.
even need an Optimus. All you need is a space arm with a freaking camera. And NASA 5000 can sit in his little seat. Like, they remotely blow people up all over the world and homes and schools. They can do the same thing in space. They can sit and remotely fix a server in space with a little space arm, right? Can't.
Okay, we have all watched too many sci-fi movies. What you just said is years of engineering work. Years of research to make that work. We just watch movies and they're like, oh yeah.
Yeah, but go to plants. You go to plants, and the plant is like there's a little arm, and it's like putting toothpaste in the tube, and all these
But there's
manufacturing.
humans around to fix the robots when they break.
Okay, well, we weren't concerned about the robot. We were concerned about the server.
Well, all of it. All of it.
We're
Something's going to
hoping
break.
the
'Cause
robot holds out. And I guess we have to have two robots, one that can fix the other robot. Having
Frankie, again, I think SpaceX is hiring. They need your expertise.
having a backup robot is not going to be bad when you have to launch a rocket into space, okay? Or like have a robot on like little extra robots on one satellite, and then when one robot breaks, you can just like deploy it and propel it to like the thing, and then it lands, and it does this little thing, and it's all good.
Ben, what was the funny thing you heard about Helion?
Who?
Or Helion, I don't know how to say it.
What is Hellion?
It's that fusion. They're trying to make a commercial fusion device, which is really cool. Again, like the government is working on this too. I remember seeing a 60 Minutes piece where they got it working for 2 seconds. The experts said that it was a long way away, but they're making progress. But anyway, Sam Altman was like investing in it or something. They were paying contracts to that company, and then like people found out about it, and he had to divest and stop doing it. And he, was very squirmy about trying to justify it.
I don't think that was Helion, though.
It was the company that you described. It was a company he's invested in that's doing fusion research.
Was it that one where he was doing the contracts? Because, yeah, I read about that too, but I don't remember. I thought that was OpenAI for some reason.
According to the story I read,
Oh, I could be misremembering too.
Oh, me too. I don't know.
He's an interesting guy too. He's kind of like, so he's got OpenAI, right? Which he's one of the founders. And then he's got the Helion thing, which is a fusion company. Because guess who's going to provide the fusion power to OpenAI once they get that going, right? And then on top of this, he started WorldCoin, right? And he's got this little orb thing that you put your eye up to prove you're a human, right? So he's going to create the AIs that's going to force people to prove that they're humans to invest in.
Is that still a thing? Did he give up on that?
I don't think it went away. No, I don't. Maybe he gave up on it, but it's still a thing.
God, that guy's shady. What is the Sam Altman New Yorker story?
Okay, so it is Helan that I was talking about. There's like he personally owns stock in it, and OpenAI was investing in it, so he was like getting money. I don't know. They have all these kind of circular investing things. It's very shady. The New Yorker story is great. Sadly, I did not read the New Yorker story. I saw 2 interviews with Ronan Farrow and the other writer. Did either of you read that New Yorker story that was all over the internet for
I tried to find
a
it
week?
today, and I couldn't find it.
What?
I don't know. I think I was Googling wrong.
If you just Google Sam Altman New Yorker story, it'll be the first thing that...
Bro.
I just Googled it. It's the first thing. Sam Altman may control our future, but can he be trusted? Ronan Farrow. I guess the reason I put this on our list was because at the time I put it on here, there was a leak that came out that OpenAI was starting to investigate going public, having their own IPO like SpaceX just did, right after this New Yorker story that came out where they interviewed 100 people who all called Sam a liar. He lies to everybody. He's very manipulative. He cannot be trusted. That's why they explained in the story why he got fired. Remember when he got fired a couple of years ago? And it was very scandalous and no one really knew what he got fired for. He got fired because he lied to the board.
He looks like a liar.
Yeah, just listen to the guy speak. He says a lot of weird stuff.
Yeah, he looks like a liar. He's got it in his eyes.
I agree. He's shady. And so the question is, will that story, now that it's very public and every single person on Wall Street read it, are people, do they just not care and they'll want to invest in him anyway? Do people have no shame anymore? There's nothing is sacred. It seems weird for him to be the CEO of a $1 trillion company after that story came out.
People don't care, Ben.
Yeah, we like shady people. Look at our government. Look at our politicians. Look at everybody we trust, air quotes. Apparently, we just don't fucking care. And everybody's following the money and everybody's corrupt. I don't know. It's gotten bad out there. But I mean, there are people that probably think that Elon Musk is as bad as Sam Altman. I don't necessarily agree, but they're both innovators. Sam is a sly guy. He's obviously not an idiot.
Elon is actually the one who founded and funded. He gave them a lot of money.
Yeah, I know
OpenAI.
that. Right.
And he lost his lawsuit, I think, or I don't know if they postponed it, or I'm not really sure.
I think he
No,
lost.
he lost.
I think he lost.
He said he's appealing, but he lost.
Yeah.
He it was statute of limitations. He waited too long.
Oh, he lost on the statute. Yeah, it doesn't mean he really lost on the merit. Yeah.
Yeah. Which I was like, why did we go through this entire trial if he's going to lose on a technicality? Couldn't the judge just rule on that part? I didn't
Shouldn't
understand.
the lawyers have known that? Or, I'm sure they knew it. I'm sure it was always a possibility.
What did he exactly sue for anyway?
He sued because I think there were several things, but they got narrowed down as the trial went along. He invested in OpenAI when it was a nonprofit, and now it's a for-profit, and he feels ripped off. They stole his money, and kind of breach of public trust. Like, you trust that when you give a nonprofit money that it's going to go to something that nonprofits do. But now, what Elon kept saying is the whole structure of nonprofits will collapse now because anyone can become a nonprofit and then all of a sudden become a profit on a whim. And
Are you fucking
it's
kidding
unethical.
me? Okay. Well, all right. How many, like, a lot of these nonprofit people have a lot of big houses and yachts and second homes and are flying to France on a private jet. There are plenty of nonprofits out there somehow making a profit and lining their pockets. So the whole nonprofit thing is lost on me because there's too many shady nonprofits out there.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Like
yeah,
when I'm
for sure.
choosing to donate money, like it's so hard to do. At this point, I would just rather walk up to somebody downtown in the ghetto and give them $50 fucking dollars because you're not just donating $100. You're paying the guy that's, doing the website. You're paying the president. You're paying, like, so many people are getting paid. The stats on how much money in most of these nonprofits actually goes to whatever it's funding is minimal. It's kind of sad.
Yeah, I know that. I think it's very common for at least 20% of their revenue to go to overhead, quote unquote.
I think it might be more than that, but I haven't read on it in a while. Maybe they got stricter.
No. I just mean that's like a common number. It can be anything they want, I guess.
Right.
Just depends on the nonprofit. But yeah, no, if you donate $10 to your local nonprofit, $8 is going to a good cause. The other $2 is going to pay the staff and electricity bills and whatever.
Right.
Which, of course, you have costs to run a business, so it's all good.
Yeah, to an
but
extent.
The OpenAI thing is a little bit different. Elon gave them, I forgot how much he gave them, but at least tens of millions of dollars.
It was an obscene amount of money. I remember that.
It was a lot, and he got nothing for it. So I understand. I would be pissed if I were him too. He, feels like he got ripped off, and I guess he did.
How can he not own shares in the company? That's what I don't understand.
Didn't he sell
because
them or
there were
something?
no shares back then.
Oh.
Are there
That's
shares
the
in a
weird
nonprofit? That's why he sued.
That's weird.
Yeah. Very weird. And now apparently OpenAI is thinking about going public, though I saw a tweet that maybe they're pushing it back a year. Who knows? I think their financials must look so bad. The Financial Times came out with a leak the other day that said in 2025 they lost $30-something billion. $30-something billion. That's how much they lost last year. How can you go public?
That's wild.
That's even more than SpaceX lost in 2025.
Well, aren't all of the AI companies losing money, though? Weren't you saying that?
They are all losing money, but they're all private, so we don't know exactly how much they're losing. But once they go public, they have to share their numbers. So I don't know. It'll be interesting. That's all I want to talk about. Everyone was talking about that New Yorker story, and I saw the interviews with Ronan Farrow and the other writer on that. It was really interesting. He said they spent like 9 months, 10 months writing that story, just interviewing people who worked at the company, people who have known him for a long time. Really interesting.
And why would that story affect SpaceX's IPO? Or did you mean, will it affect OpenAI's IPO?
The latter.
Okay. Did it affect it?
Well, they haven't IPO'd yet. They were rumored to be investigating the beginning stages of. It's like a long process you have to go through to become a public company, and there was rumors that they had started doing that with banks and whatever. And I just don't see how people would want to give that man money, but I think you guys are right. People don't care. If they think they'll make money, they don't care who the guy is. You guys remember when the Uber CEO got fired? It's not that uncommon that CEOs, controversial ones, get fired. But I don't know. It's a new world.
Well, they usually get fired when the company's doing poorly.
No, sometimes they get. That's not why the Uber guy got fired.
I said usually. I don't remember why he got fired, though. Was he having an affair or something?
I think there was a culture of sexual harassment. He was saying racy stuff.
Well, that's, yeah, okay.
He was just controversial, and it's the similar thing with Altman, where it's like everyone now knows that you can't trust what he says. And I just don't see how you give him money. I don't know.
Well, when they go public, it'll be interesting to see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Anthropic's another one. I mean, there's a lot of anti-Anthropic sentiment, a lot of anti-OpenAI sentiment right now.
Mm-hmm.
XAI doesn't even exist, really.
Now it's SpaceX. Now.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying, like, nobody's, using them for anything.
Anthropic is renting, that's part of their revenue that was in their S1.
SpaceX servers, yeah.
Yeah, Anthropic is renting servers from XAI.
A lot of money.
Yeah. Probably the only revenue they've ever gotten.
Probably. No doubt. Yeah, I keep reading about all these, like, clusters they have, and they have the biggest one in the world, but then they have, like, the worst, like, LLM, so I'm just kind of like, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
What did I miss? Who has a bad LLM?
Grok. So, like, XAI has, like, the biggest server cluster for LLM inference and training, all this stuff, but they have, like, the worst AI. Or they have maybe a non-competitive one, I should say.
Yeah, they've fired their staff a bunch of times. I don't know what they're doing over there. Altman, had been into this for a long time, and the Anthropic leadership came from OpenAI. But Elon, even though he was the founder and funder of OpenAI, I don't know if he really knows a lot about this stuff, and probably a lot of the talent was already hired. Maybe that's part of the problem. I don't know. But yeah, I agree. I don't think it's as competitive as the others.
You mean XAI or OpenAI isn't as competitive with the others?
No, XAI, I think, is what Moss was saying, is not as competitive.
So you have, like, OpenAI, you have GPT, right? You've got Anthropic, which has Claude, and I think those are really the two biggest ones in the world. I think once you get beyond them, in the landscape, there's really, there are a bunch of other ones, but those are the two big ones, and XAI Grok doesn't really compete. Oh, yeah, Google's another one. They're the other big one. But XAI doesn't really compete at all right now.
Yeah, exactly. OpenAI and Anthropic have raised like just ungodly amounts of money. Google has ungodly amounts of money in the bank, so they don't care. But yeah, XAI, I think, just burned a shit ton of money and without getting any revenue for it. And I don't know what the plan is. They just folded it into SpaceX to absorb all the money they lost, and I don't really know what the plan going forward is. You just squandered time that could have been spent posting memes on the internet by listening to another episode of this unscrupulous podcast. You can find all of the show's hosts on that website that's now owned by a public company, Twitter, X. Our usernames are all in the show notes. Time for the credits. Our web developer is a robot called BNJ, assisted by Moss. Audio post-production was mingled by myself. Ben is not jammin'. Show notes for today's episode were meticulously written by Frankie. All of the bad jokes you didn't like in today's episode were written by Twitter user @SpecialKDelSlay. Link in the show notes. Production design for today's episode was sponsored by no one. Please sponsor us. We'll make an ad for you. It'll be super great. You can find this show on the internet. We have our very own website. It works on everything, entropyoutloud.com. The website is where you can find past episodes of the show. You can also find them elsewhere on the internet, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, etc. Fun fact, only cool people can subscribe to this podcast, so try it out, and if you can subscribe, then congrats, you're cool. Free coolness test. You can contact us by sending an email to hello@entropyoutloud.com. For sponsors, you can send an email to hello@entropyoutloud.com. You can also just tweet at any of us. If you have any bad, negative, awful comments about today's episode, send those to me directly. My email is yourmom@isofat.com. Entropy Out Loud is a Costco Bros production. Maybe we'll be back with another episode, maybe not. Thanks for listening to episode 8, everyone, and as always, may the cringe be with you.
Watch yourself.